okay. This is how. Hi there, how are you doing? Welcome to Youth Nation right here on CTN, your family's choice, where we create decent conversation. Mmenipata nikisikiza majams. I was listening to Tenda Wema Ndenda Zako, of course, by Christina Shusho and Rington, and basically that's what we're talking about today. You know, wherever Jesus went, he did good, and he did not expect anything in return. You know, when he turned water into wine at Cana of Galilee, he did not expect anything back. You know, when he healed the sick, they tried to say, you know, let me do something in return, but he was like, you know, that's for the glory of God, and that's what we're talking about today. And to help us do that, deep international, we have a man and of course a lady on set to help us, you know, understand what simply doing good is and why it's a culture that we should work on here in Kenya, here in Nairobi, and right here on CTN. So follow me, Youth Nation akwambia tukombele, nifuate tuone.
Welcome back to Youth Nation here on CTN. Kama kawaida, ni Sean Kuntz.
Hey, welcome back to the show, guys. Niwaambiani CTN nile show ya yani Youth Nation nile show ya youth yani. Hey, wow, all right. If you're just joining us, kama kawaida ni mimi Manolo, and for real, you know, here we create decent conversation, and today our topic of choice is, you know, simply doing good, SDG, just doing good and not expecting anything in return, but just doing good from the bottom of your heart. You know, or rather, if you're gonna expect anything in return, it's just that the person does that to someone else, you know, and creates a chain reaction, right? And to help us in that topic today, we have an amazing couple right here.
Oh, brother. Hey, sorry. Easy.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm a couple, but I'm coupled with someone else.
Not me.
And this lady, her couple is a player to be named later. So
Hajulikani bado. You know, we normally put numbers up on our screen.
Hey, listen, I'll give you the number for him, but we're gonna screen it, all right? So this is gonna be my simply doing good to help you out.
For sure, put you out there in the market. We have amazing people up on CTN. Yeah, but we have an amazing group of guys here. You know, partners, if I can say. They're colleagues. They work together in Tin Roof Foundation. That's it. And I let them introduce themselves and let us know more about Tin Roof Society or Foundation.
Yes. Yeah. My name is Barbara Mudoka, and I'm the Operations Administrator of Tin Roof Foundation.
And my name is Sean Kuntz, and I work at Tin Roof Foundation, and I'm the founder.
Well, I don't mind what you say. Ni Sean Kuntz, si Sean Skums. Ama skuma ni Sean Kuntz. Umepata hiyo sawa. And you know, welcome to the show bana, right here on CTN. You know, it's just a conversation, we just have fun, and you know, I know you guys, if you can just pan to their t-shirts, it says simply do good. Yangu ni kama imenyimwa leo, but it says simply do good. And you know, we can just dive right into it. Tell us more about simply doing good. How did Tin Roof Society or Foundation start? It's foundation, right? How did Tin Roof Foundation start? I mean, how did you get to come to Kenya?
Sure.
Yeah, you're the first Mzungu I met who is like, niaje, unaendeleaje buda? I was like, sawanini.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
2002 is when I first came to Kenya and worked with youth in Kawangware for 2.5 years, and returned back to States, which is where I'm from. But over a period of time, saw that there was a gap between those who wanted to be a part of doing something that was positive, that was Christ-centric, that was actually helping people, and actually being able to go and do it. And so we started Tin Roof Foundation. In the States we call it Society, but over here we call it Foundation. And a lot of people, they look at the name and they're like, okay, why would you say Tin Roof? And I think what it is that no matter where you go in the world, you're going to see tin roofs.
Mabati and
mabati sana.
Mabati. Tin roof equals mabati.
Exactly. Thank you. And so, but a lot of times we stop at the tin roof and people feel bad. They say, it's the ghetto, it's someone who lives in Shago. It's it has sometimes a negative connotation, but we love tin roofs because the people underneath those tin roofs have potential, have value, if given opportunity, will succeed on a whole nother level. And when you look below that tin roof, you begin to see what God has created and the opportunity that truly is there. And so we actually embrace the tin roof. So that's how we began. And we began to connect generosity with opportunity, and to say, how can we help people who want to do things find the people that they can partner with to make it happen.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. So you dedicated your whole life to connecting, to bridging people who need and people who need to help those who need.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, Bana.
Yeah.
Wow, I wish everyone was like that, and that's why we are here, to try and make everyone listening to the show today like that, to have that heart of just trying to connect, you know, that person who has to that person who needs, and basically simply do good, right? Mudoka?
Yes.
Ulipatana na Sean wapi?
So we actually met in 2015. I went for a mission trip in Uganda.
Hey, Uganda.
Yes, Uganda, in
Tell us.
Jinja.
Tell us.
So we were going to high schools and doing missions in different high schools, and he was part of the team that came. And at that moment, I just graduated university, and I was looking for something.
Represent.
Kenyatta University.
Hey.
And so I was looking for something to take up my time, because I believe in volunteering. And so he was like, oh, we're doing this cancer project, would you like to come and help? And that's where we met, and it's been almost 3 years now. Yeah, working with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking about the cancer project, so was that your first project here in Kenya?
Yeah, that was the one that we really began to sink our teeth into, and it's where we got our legs for SDG.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little background. We had met two kids, Miguel and Merlin, and children. One was 15, one was 3, and they've been struck with childhood cancer, and they desperately needed medical treatment, couldn't afford it, and we were approached, and we said, well, we'll see what we can do. Through a process, we went to corporates, we went to a lot of different places, all said, we're sorry to hear this, but there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
We got frustrated and began to say, well, what can we do as individuals, as just people who live here, reside here in Kenya? What could we do to make this happen?
Yeah.
And as I said, we had talked to Barbara and other young people and said, how can we bring this together where we do this ourselves? You know, while I'm not from Kenya, I choose to raise my family here. We live here. This is our home. And so the opportunity for us to engage it with our local community to make it happen was amazing. And we were able to raise enough money over a period of about 4 months to send Miguel and Merlin to India. And we were able to send them there for treatment. Sadly, Miguel, it had taken so long, he passed away. But Merlin, she's doing fine and continue to go through treatments. But we got to be part of that story, and what we saw was this. We have what it takes within Kenya to make the difference, to make the impact, and to solve a lot of the crises that are around us every day.
Around us right here in Kenya.
Right here.
Yeah.
All right, and so that was Project 1.
Yeah.
And what you got from Project 1 is that right here in Kenya, we don't need to go out there and look for people. No. The money is right here, the resources are right here, the doctors are right here. Or if you need specialists, there's money to take them out there, the transport is right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, so you had Project number 2. So we're going to take a short break and come back, and you're going to tell us more about project number 2. But as we take the short break, I want you to, fikiria and think about yourself and think about your life and think about what are you doing? What is that simply good acts that you've been doing, that simple acts of goodness or kindness that you have done in the past few weeks or since 2018 began. We'll be back shortly. Ni mimi Manolo, hapa Youth Nation, CTN, your family's choice, na pia my choice. Twende kazi. Welcome back to Youth Nation right here on CTN, your family's choice, where we create decent conversation. Ni mimi wenyu Manolo, joined by
Barbara Mudoka
and Sean Kuntz.
Sean Kuntz. Usiende huko kudanganyana. Sean Kuntz. Wacha hiyo vitu wewe. And right now we're talking about simply doing good, and that's what they stand for. And if you're just joining us, you're in for a treat. We just talked about one of the projects they did, and we're picking up from there. Tell us more of the projects that you guys have been doing.
So after we did the cancer project, we realized that many people want to help in small different ways, and that's where Simply Do Good was birthed. And the first project we did as Simply Do Good was Good in the Hood, and that meant cleaning up different neighborhoods. And we got to clean up Kilimani police station, Kahawa Sukari police station. There's a hood in Thika. It's called Zumba or something like that. And what happened was different people heard about what we were doing and were like, we'll do it in our hood. We'll go and collect trash. So that came up and we did that. And then the next one was Love Your Mama Mboga. we realized that the Mama Mboga supports their families through that business. So we decided to go and buy them out in Jamhuri. And the food that we got there, we sent it to a children's home for street children, rehabilitating street children. So we got to do that again, and
Oh, good.
We were so invigorated by that. The next thing we did was refresh a cop. You know, it was hot in September, and
I remember that.
You remember that?
I actually, you know, what SDG does, which I really love, is that through their social media accounts they get to post, and it inspires you to do that. And I remember I was traveling from Sultan Hamud, and I was coming, and this cop stopped me, and you know, she was there. She was like, "Where's your driving license?" You know, they have this harsh face at first. I was like, "Hey," so then she was like, "Oh, this is a friendly one." Then you know, I just took some water and gave her, and she was, "Wow." She looked at her friend, she was like, "Yo, he gave us water," because it's really hot out there.
And they rarely get that recognition, being cops. So we did that. Then the next one is what led us to Lysamis in the beginning of 2017, where the nation declared that drought was a disaster and that people needed help in Northeastern. And so we got people together, and I think Sean will talk more about that.
Lysamis.
Yes.
Lysamis is in the northern part.
Yes, northern
Go
part.
past Isiolo, you keep going towards Marsabit. And between Isiolo and Marsabit, you find Lysamis.
Lysamis.
It's a small town, but we worked with a group there called the Rendili. A very small, marginalized tribe, keep to themselves predominantly. And we worked with a local pastor. Now, whenever we do our deeds, one of our biggest goals is to work with organizations that are there. So it's not just a do it once, you're out. You want someone who's going to be there long term, and especially if it's gospel centric. Because if you feed somebody, you just prolong their days until they enter an eternity without Jesus, and that's not our desire. Feed them, let them know about Jesus Christ. And so we had worked there 3 years ago with this pastor. He told us our people are dying. And we went up, did a trip, brought some food initially, and we didn't bring it from Nairobi. We actually bought it from there, from Tamau and from Lysamis and Isiolo. So we wanted to make sure that the food stayed, that the money stayed within that community, so that those businesses don't dry up because of outside aid coming in. And we went there and we saw that there was 100 families that desperately needed food. So we came back, talked to a lot of different people, and Kubamba Radio was a great friend of ours who put it on air, and there's a lot of other people, just word of mouth. And we said we wanted to feed 100 families. Well, we didn't feed 100. We actually fed 300 families. And we didn't just feed one community, we went to 5 communities. And the money that was coming in, we raised 680,000 shillings, and 54% of that money came from right here in Kenya. It was interesting as we were doing it. Obviously, there's people outside that I'm connected to, or that are just watching, and they said, "Can we be a part of it?" They asked, "Can we be a part of what you guys are doing in Kenya?" We said, "Well, of course you can." But the majority of the money came from right here in Kenya. Guys, 100 shillings, 500, 200 shillings. And we didn't go alone. We actually took 33 people up to the Rendili people, camped out overnight with them. And a shout out to the VW Anonymous Club of Kenya. We love you guys. You guys were amazing. They came with us, and but we were able to feed them for another 6 weeks. And it was powerful because many of us, you know, had not been in that situation before, and it brought it really down home. And people kept waiting for different entities to make it happen. No one did, and that's the problem. We wait for someone who's big and has opportunity and has the resources to do it. When if all of us just put our resources together, we can make it happen. And that's what happened. And today, those people are okay, and we sustained them through at least 12 weeks, and then they were able to get some aid later on. And so that was a neat thing to be a part of.
Wow. Wow. So just right there at home, what are you doing for the people just right there in your community? I mean, you know, it's an honor, but at the same time I feel challenged that I have to wait for Sean to come all the way from, you know, the States, and I'm sure it's far away, miles away, you know, and you know, flies in, gets the vision, gets to see the need, and now he's doing something, and you know, you can be a part of it. You're not from miles away, you're just meters away, centimeters away. Okay, centimeters may push, like meters away from the person who needs you, and you can do a good deed today. So Sean, just to ask you, like, what inspired you kuacha, just to, you know, Sean is interested, anaelewanga Kiswahili, I don't know, but anyway, what inspired you kuacha the States and just to decide, okay, I need to go?
I think part of it is this. It wasn't even about coming to Kenya to help people. It wasn't about that. It's about coming to Kenya to be a part of what I believe is one of the greatest movements in the world today. What is happening in Kenya is one of the most exciting things that you can watch in the world, and you want to be a part of that. You want to be around that, and especially with our young entrepreneurial spirit, the hustle that guys have here. And honestly, I wanted to raise my family here too. So to be able to come here into the country and say, now what can we bring with our skills that'll complement what's already going on? But I'll share a verse with you. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 and 10, we're told not to grow weary in well-doing, because if we persevere, if we keep going at it, in the end, it'll pay off. We'll reap the reward. But it also says to do good to anyone that you can possibly do good to, especially those who are of the household of faith, those who are, fellow Christians. That doing good is something that a lot of times we make it, it's like how we give at church, right? We don't give a full tithe, but we give something. So we get by and it appeases our conscience. But what if we took doing good for real? What if we actually said, you know what, today I'm intentionally going to look for opportunities, big or small, to engage somebody that's holding a door, paying fare for someone, giving, buy an extra mandazi for a kid who may be on the street. And it's very simple that we have so many. Africa's been blessed and also had a challenge. We've had a lot of aid organizations come in from outside, and nothing wrong with them, God bless them, but I think at some point we started to think change is only going to happen by big budgets, big plans, and long-term projects. We believe the opposite. We believe that God has put in every single one of our hearts something that we can do. And maybe it's our small budget, maybe it's that 20 seconds of doing good, maybe it's that plan of, I don't know what I want to do, but I'm going to be intentional about this 24 hours. See, the beautiful thing is that's how culture changes and shifts. And we believe that a culture of generosity is not only possible, it's probable, and it's going to happen. But let me share this. A lot of times we think generosity is something that we do. It's not. Generosity is something that you are. And either you are generous or you're not. And that translates to other areas of our lives. And knowing Kenya and having been coming back and forth for 15 years at the time, really knew that this was the time and the place, and that the hearts of people to make an impact and to give East African solutions to East African problems was there. So where else would we be, man?
All right. So I've seen you have some calendars you've been sharing.
Yeah.
And I know you're on social media.
Yep.
And I want to talk also about the challenges that you go through when you're trying to do good deeds. And so tell you what, we're going for a short break. We're going to listen to one jam. But as this jam goes on, I need you to dash somewhere and do something good. Don't leave the house. Just do something good when you're in the house. You can send someone a good text. You can let them know that you care about them. You can send someone kakredo. You can go to the garden, give him some chai, and then come back, all right? And we're going to be back and with Sean and Mudoka, right? So catch you in a few. And welcome back to Youth Nation right here on CTN, your family's choice, where we create decent conversation. Kama kawaida ni mimi Manolo wa recap, na unajua leo niko joined in
Barbara Mudoka
and Sean Coots. Sean Coots.
If you're just joining us, that is Sean Kuntz. Ama unaweza muita Ole Kunta. Sindio?
No.
Ole Kuntz.
Ole Kunze.
Ole Kuntz, ndio hiyo.
Obviously you're not from my tribe, but thanks for listening.
Ole Kuntz, and today we're talking about simply doing good. Yani kufanya tu good deeds, kama you expect anything back. And if you're with us kutoka show yanze, I know you've gone back there and done a good deed. Now this is what I need you to do. Get me right now for a good t-shirt ya SDG. Saizi yako kabisa. What I need you to do is, you do a good deed, you upload a photo of it or a video of yourself doing it, or so kama umepeana mkate mali unaweza take video ama photo useme yeah, this is what I've done, and then this is what you're gonna do. You're going to upload it either on Instagram or Facebook and do hashtag SDG or tag them. They leave their social media handles with us, and then we're gonna have your name and we're gonna get to call you. Sasa. The first person to do that, you're gonna have your name na tutakupigia hapo on CTN. You have to do hashtag SDG, right?
Yes.
And tag at
SDG Kenya.
And tag at SDG Kenya and hashtag CTN. Sawa? Those three hashtags, those three tags ndio tukupate, au sio? So moving on with the show, we were just talking about, you know, some of the projects that you've been doing, and I know it's tough. There are some people you go and talk to them, and I know you've talked about approaching corporates. It's tough out there. So what are the, you know, like challenges of doing what you guys are doing?
So the first challenge I've faced actually doing one of those deeds is going up to somebody, like we did one called Compliments to Go, going up to somebody and encouraging them, telling them you are worth it, you are enough, you know, and they look at you like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Like, mbona unaniongelesha? So it's been hard to talk to people who don't know what you're about. Always people expecting that there's a string attached to you being kind to them, or you being, you know, seeing them as people. Yeah. Another challenge is like for corporates right now, they don't see that they should give money to do something long term. You know, it's a bit of a pull for them. It's like, okay, what will I get in return? So it's difficult working with some corporates, but I believe that there are some who are catching on to this drift, catching on to doing more long-term impact, social good to the people around them.
Wow.
So we're hoping
Shout out to your partners. So you have Kubamba Radio.
We have Kubamba Radio.
Yeah, Kubamba Radio's been with us. We have ambassadors. Actually, Recap has been one of our original ambassadors. And our mutual boy, St. Peasy. St. P's been with us for a long while. And we also have other partners within the city that we've worked alongside, you know, from Vision Africa to a great group called Hashima's Children's Home. And we've also have working with street children. And there's all these great opportunities. And I think that is the important thing with partnerships, that you look and say, okay, how can we partner to help you for the long term? We also want to shout out to Hope Church, that's in Kaungwari. You know, we told you the story about Las Almas, right? Yeah. Well, they came together. They said, well, what can we do? And there's a baby, Moses, that was born right at the beginning, actually in the middle of the drought when we had come, and his mother died the next morning. And there's no food for the baby. None of the other mothers could feed the baby because they were malnourished. And so we had helped with the food. But this church in Kaungwari stepped up and said, you know what, we want to help. And they were able to raise enough money to feed baby Moses for the next 6 weeks. And so churches can do it. Wow. And it's not a matter of having a lot, it's about being intentional and driven.
I love that. It's not a matter of having a lot, it's just being intentional and saying, this is what I'm going to do.
And then doing it. That's why we say simply do good.
Exactly. And guys, I'm telling you, it's a culture, man. You know, since I joined, I'm kind of biased because since I joined Simply Do Good, or since I just had an opportunity to meet you guys, even without interacting with them, it's just in me. I feel like I need to do something about this in my at church, school, work, wherever I am. I feel like I need to do something about what's happening in the society, and you can be a part of that change too. All right. So it's not about being identified with us. It's just about you doing good. All right. And I know the challenge here is that many people are like, so we give our money, sipeana pesa, we do Red Cross, we do all these other foundations, but we don't see where the money goes. So how are you guys able to tackle that problem?
For us, it's completely transparent. Like for Lysamis, for example, we raised about 680,000 shillings. And we did an Excel sheet that is uploaded on our website. You can check where each and every cent went. We are very transparent. We believe that you need to be very accountable to the people who are trusting you with their money, because why would we do this? Why would we do this and say that we're doing it to the glory of God and yet we are featuring, you know? So we'd like to be very transparent. We like to just show people that your money is actually going to where we said it was going. So that's what we do.
Wow. And that's one of our core values. Transparency, accountability, doing all of the glory of God, that everybody has intrinsic, built-in, God-given value. And like, so we have to be good stewards.
And how can people support you? People who are listening in from home, how can they plug into what you guys are doing?
Let me just start it. I'll let you bounce. Just do something. Just go out there with no intention of receiving even a thank you, and say, God, show me what I should do today. Show me that person. I got 50 bob. That's what I got. What can I do with this that is going to make someone's day better? And do it with that And again, the goal is always the gospel though, man.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have an opportunity that day, but maybe it's the next day. But pay someone's fare, or just sit with someone and talk. And those experiences become very profound when you enter into a relationship. So that's how you join us first.
Yeah.
Just do something. And you know, Manolo, you were talking about, hey, take a picture of doing something good. Man, do that. But I would ask, if we could ask, tell us how it impacted you. Like, how did that impact you whenever you did that thing, whatever it is, and be creative. But if you say, I don't have any ideas, what can we do about that, Barbara?
We can help you with the ideas. We have calendars. We're calling them SDG daily calendars, and Manolo has one. And we recently, today actually, launched our February calendar, and it has, each day has a deed that you can be part of. Just follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at SDG Kenya. And every day we upload the deed of the day. And Manolo, I think you've chosen to do one of them.
Actually, I'm going to choose from number 20 to 28.
From number 20 to 28. Maybe read one for the viewers.
So, on the 28th, which will be a Tuesday, 20th of February. Lakini 14th pia ningechagua. Well, on the 20th, I'm going to look for opportunities to volunteer for an organization promoting social justice. Wow. Tall order.
Tall order.
Yeah, and on the random day, like the 24th, which will be a Saturday, I'm going to get together with some friends and organize a cleanup in a local park or forest. That's what I'm going to do. So 20 to 28.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
If you don't have any ideas to what you want to do, you can just get on our social media and you will get to know what you can join us in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can also get on sdgkenya.com and be able to download it as well.
Yeah.
All right. So you can also get onto sdgkenya.com.
Yes.
Download these calendars. We're going to have them till December.
Yes. We're going to have them till December.
Wow.
Yeah. And if any of you have ideas as to what we should do, small deals that we can do, hit us up on social media and we'll be glad to put them on.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
Look at my friends. See my friends. See your people. Who are your friends? Show me your friends. Man, I'm really excited and I hope you're as charged up as I am to do good, to go out there and just do something good. Go out there and do something that will even shock your system. Like, I did that. Ni mimi. You know? Mimi, nimefanya hivyo. And man, I'm sure like it's such a good feeling when you do it. It's like a high. You know? So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Go follow SDG. That can be your first good deed. Go to Instagram, Facebook, you know, Twitter, just follow them back and you know, and get to know more about what they do. But kama kawaida, that is the end of our panel discussion today, or our topic of discussion today, which was simply doing good. And you know, we head over to amazing music by DJ Mosca mwenyewe ameipanga na ileta vile inafaa. So we're going out and we'll be back with the quote of the day, na tukimalizia show na ile ngoma imekubali, ile fanya na mimi iko ndani. See you in a bit.
Na ni didi hapa hivi, umeshinda vita, uwacha nikupe saluti baba. Umenipigania vita, uwacha nikupe saluti baba. Wakipigana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Ai, wakibishana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Ai, nakufuata wewe, sitaki nichelewe. Baraka zako zote mimi nipewe, nifanye nielewe njia zako wewe, ili juu nipae kama mwewe. You're my defender, Lord. You pick me up when I fall. Never wanna let you go. Umenigusa kwa roho. Ngoja, sijamaliza kuimba juu ya nguvu zako. Wait, ngoja, sitawahi maliza hata wakinikulia vako. Umeshinda vita, uwacha nikupe saluti baba. Umenipigania vita, uwacha nikupe saluti baba. Wakipigana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Ai, wakibishana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Ai, kukupa sifa siachi hata nikifungwa jela, misiwachi hata nikilipwa hela, sidai hata wakileta sera, hata nikipigwa mawe kama mti ya mapera. You're my defender, Lord. You pick me up when I fall. Never wanna let you go. umenigusa kwa roho. Shetani anateta yeni heta, anajipuliza sana. Yesu unameremeta, umenipa nguvu generator. Nimefurahia sana, umeshinda vita, uwacha nikupe saluti Baba. Umenipigania vita, uwacha nikupe saluti Baba. Wakipigana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Oh ai, wakibishana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Ai, yendo Simba wa Yuda, Simba wa Yuda. 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 You're my defender, Lord. You pick me up when I fall. Never wanna let you go. Umenigusa kwa roho. Umeshinda vita, uwacha nikupe saluti Baba. Umenipigania vita, uwacha nikupe saluti Baba. Wakipigana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Oh ai, wakibishana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Umeshinda vita, uwacha nikupe saluti Baba. Umenipigania vita, uwacha nikupe saluti Baba. Wakipigana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Oh ai, wakibishana na wewe, ai, watajua hawajui. Na 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 na, la 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 la. Ni Didi hapa hivi au vipi? Yeah.
Welcome back to Youth Nation right here on City and Your Family's Choice. Kama kawaida ni mimi Manolo na tuna creating itu decent conversations. Hakuna vitu undeep hapa. And I hope you may get to understand chenye tumesema hapa. Something very big, and I need you to understand and carry it home kabisa. Simply do good. Do a good deed. Fanya kitu poa. Kama you expect anything back, na God atakureward manze. By the way, seriously, God really looks at the heart. Alright? And right now as tunaenda kumalizia show, I hope umefanya your good deed, ume-upload, na umetag SDG, umetag @CTN, na umefanya hashtag simply do good manze. Ndio get ile t-shirt ya SDG pale, unaweza pata ya black, unaweza pata ya red, ya white, yenye unataka manze. And you can be an ambassador, join their cause, and you know, let's get to change the world. Pole pole. Tuanze na hapo Nairobi, tuanze na kwa hao yako, tuende hivyo mpaka to change the world. Au sio? Right now we're going to my hustle, and you know, this is just that segment where you get to see how people are chaping kazi. Ndio usilale utoke kwa couch uache kwa mkasa 3, au sio? My youth ndio sisi yao, au tunafanya kazi, au sio? Si ndio? Let's visit, let's get to see what tulienda kwa nani this round, tukaget kuona hustle yake, and we'll be right back. Au sio? Boom.
My name is Carol Tiriongo. My friends call me Tiri. I'm a trained landscape architect, but also a dancer and an abstract artist. Right now, my main hustle is abstract art painting. I started this last year, that's 2017, but the desire to do it started in 2016. So when I moved out of my brother's house, that's when now I went into it fully. It hasn't been an easy journey because you find that most Kenyans haven't embraced abstract art as much as fine art and other things that they can see and comprehend. You see, abstract art needs someone who can look deeper, and sometimes they don't make sense, sometimes they look like kids' work. But at the end of the day, when you get someone who appreciates art, then it's a go for you. Like this one, this is the first one I did after moving out, and it basically represents my life then. Because you see, you're moving out of your comfort zone. So my concept was, this is called out of a cocoon. This is a perfect place. This is white, it's called Nirvana. It's where you find perfect peace. But as you go out, you find that there's life. There are straight lines, there are cycles in life, everything. Yeah, so this is life, and this is the perfect place of peace. Yeah. So this was representing how I felt at that point. For me, what abstract means is using different lines and colors to represent an emotion, a feeling, or a message, or just expressing yourself and getting rid of things that are in your heart, you know. Because sometimes, actually, there is one that I did at 1 a.m. in the morning. I was really sad, so I just woke up and started doing stuff. And yeah, after doing that, I actually felt better. So it's also therapeutic. Art is also therapeutic. It's not only business and other things, but it's also therapeutic. It's good for the soul. This is another style. It's called dirty pour. Dirty pour is where you, how do I explain it? It's basically mixing colors to create different things. I don't know what you see here, but I can say a lot of things. You can say it's a landscape. There's water, there's dry land. You see the way maps look? Yeah, this wasn't my intention at first when I was doing it, but it just came out. So, vitu zingine ni trial and error, and then you come up with such things. Yeah. But the technique is called dirty pour. Yeah, so you can do that for different colors. Like this one. Then there's this one. I don't know what I was doing here. But I think it's beautiful. I don't know. And then now there's this one. This one I was thinking about cities. I know it's hard to see. I was thinking about cities and the urban landscape. You can see here it's an abstract of a city. Then there's like a reflection of the city. Then this is also another city. So showing different kind of cities, showing different kinds of skies and landscapes. Then yeah, this is just to make it interesting. You use masking tape and just paint it over and then you remove the masking tape. First of all, I must say art is expensive, getting materials, because you find that it's not a necessity like salt, where tax is reduced and you can find it at a cheaper price. So how do you start? First, you have to get a frame. Then there is the canvas itself, and then you have to stretch the canvas. Stretching a canvas is doing this. You stretch it while you attach it to the board. And then after stretching, you have to prime it. Priming it is applying, I use paint, wall paint. Then after priming it, I use glue, wood glue. So this is a primed canvas. And then after that, then you can go to acrylic painting. My paintings range from 3 to 10,000. Depending on size, because now for size now it means that you're using more time when it's bigger, you're using more paints, you're using more canvas, and you're using more labor and time. So for like this one, this goes for 10K. It's very cheap, by the way, because you won't find this anywhere else. Kuna hizi paintings zenye ukienda kwa mtu Masai unapata Masai, ukienda kwa neighbor utapata the same Masai guy, but for this one you won't find it in any other house. It's strictly your house and no one can redo it. Si nikipeleka Masai market hakuna mtu atakopi because it's abstract. But for things like what now? For an object that is known, someone can redo it. But for this one, it's yours and yours alone. Like I said, right now, it's not very promising because of how our priorities. I think art is still considered a luxury. So you'd rather have your basics than have art pieces in your house. But there are elite people who appreciate art, and hopefully things will get better. More people are getting to appreciate, more young people are getting to appreciate art. For someone who is starting, I'd advise them to start early. I wish I started early. Ningekuwa mbali sahi sana, but I'm still grateful that I started. Start early. When you feel the urge to do something, when you feel that this is where you want to go, just go for it, you know. Don't hesitate. People will, as much as people will not appreciate it at first, they will get to appreciate it. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram, Tiri Creations, and Carol Tiri, and on Facebook it's Tiri Creations, and you can contact me through 0716 573 573. It's really an easy number. Yeah. Holla and let's do business.
Remember, if you want to have your hustle featured, you can always reach out to us. Kama when you reach out to us and we have hustle yake iko featured, unaweza dial the number on the screen, unaweza send an email, ama unaweza enda pale Instagram ama Facebook ama Twitter Manolo_recap, unidungia hapo niambie buda niko na hustle hapa nataka tuicheki. But lazima ikuwe hustle yenye iko na moral values, na pia ni hustle yenye iko na godly values. Usituite hapa kuonesha venye mnauza pombe. And as I say bye bye, tunaenda kwa ile segment inaitwa tumekubali. Yani ni ile ngoma mimi nimekubali, wewe umekubali, ma DJ wamekubali na inapenya kupenya. Sijui ya this round ni gani, wacha tuone kama Oscar ataturushia vizuri. And I hope you have an amazing week. See you next Saturday. Papa hapa. Usibanduke. Mimi Manolo Recap nitakuwa na kungoja, nitakuwa ready na topics moto moto na wase wako ready. As I close up, I'd like to thank our venue sponsors, that is Hotel Boulevard, and I hope mnaweza visit place, ni amazing na kaswimo kamefunga sana, mnaweza pitia, and that is Hotel Boulevard. See you next week. Have an amazing week. Boom.